Coach, the rain is falling, the fans are soaked, but here's the bottom line. We've got football at M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore, Maryland. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Baltimore Ravens. Lurching closer toward the midway point of this NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
Come on, set. 70, Indy. Bandit. Five.
Throwing on first down. Bain. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down.
Brandon, it looked like he had his hands on it for a moment, but let's face it, that was going to be a tough catch all the way because of the presence of the defense right there as he was trying to haul it in.
Yeah, nice job to force the incompletion. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Single. Watch 14. Hey, foxtrot.
Throwing again. Bain. He's going to get this one out to his fullback. And he'll get this from the 25 to the 30 for a pickup of 5.
And the big guy catches the ball in the backfield, and oftentimes that's quite a surprise to the guys playing defense because not ordinarily thought as a pass catcher, it often works when they decide to dial it up.
Third play here, this opening drive as they're up against a 3rd and 5.
Check.
Operating from the gun. Bain. Trying to get it to Thomas, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jalen Ramsey. There he goes, right side. And he will score. Touchdown, Baltimore. On for the extra point, Jake Elliott. And we'll see if this rain affects the team's decisions going forward, but they kick it here, and it's good. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Bengals drive about to get going.
80 weapons. Check 31. Under 10. 10.
Throwing after the interception. Bain. That'll be taken in there by Miles Boykin. 12 yards that time at a Cincinnati first down.
Well, for teams that like to play man coverage, running corner routes can be tough on them because of the ability of getting into it. Sometimes you're squaring it off. Sometimes you're just rounding it. Sometimes there's a fake. Sometimes there's not. That makes it very, very difficult for a DB to stay with it.
Let's go.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Bain. Catch is made by Hockenson, the tight end. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
This is complete to Michael Thomas. That catch good for 5. It's third down.
Got it. 58 to Mike. Now let's run. Now.
From the gun on third down. Bain, nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Well, they were coming out of the 4-3 defensively. Pressure coming off that right side from the DM.
And that's the blind side of most quarterbacks. If you're right-handed, that's the side you don't see quite as well. And that's why you rely on your left tackle, maybe your highest-paid offensive lineman, to take care of you. In this situation, that didn't happen.
This is taken at the 15. Good blocking there, nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And the Ravens, they'll take over.
Let's go now. 70 in.
Joker.
And go.
The first carry now. This is Johnson. And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority one.
Come get some.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. Over the middle, complete. It's Gross. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. 16 yards on that one at a Raven first.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Almost able to intercept it. That's one he would have liked to have held on to on his first drive. Instead, 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Second and 10. He's going to float this one deep right side. He's got it at the 15. And all the way down to the 9. A big play that time for the Ravens. 41 yards. The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's 1st and goal from just inside the 10.
Watch the eye. Wide. Get wide. Check on. Go on. Check. Sponge.
Now Jones. A solid move on the run, but ultimately stopped short of the goal line. Down at the 2. A good pickup there, 7 yards, and it's going to be 2nd and goal now.
Brings up 2nd and goal at the 2-yard line.
From the 2 now, 2nd and goal.
Don't get nervous. He's coming, General. West.
They'll try and run it in with Jones. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. It'll go as no gain on the play, and now they're looking at a 3rd and goal.
Brings up 3rd and goal
From the 3-yard line once more. Now here's 3rd and goal. Here's Jones. And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage. Back at the 6. Defensively, they rally the troops to force 4th down after that 7-yard pickup back on 1st. And the kick by Elliott is good. And the lead moves to 10-zip. That drive took him inside the 10. Good job defensively to hold him to 3.
Yeah, I like how you did that. Give a little tip of the cap to the stop troops there because they didn't give up a touchdown in that situation, right? Made them kick the field goal. And, yeah, points went against them, but that feels a whole lot better running off the field.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Bengals drive about to get going. And it's been a rocky start for them thus far. They had the turnover and then the punt on those first 2 drives.
So there is optimism because they've improved, right? The turnover, you just noted it.
Punt's better than the turnover.
But punt is better on the second one. Now they're hoping to turn into first downs and hopefully points.
Plays like we just saw there, that's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
Just like that.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Bain, he'll air it out deep for Thomas. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. From the gun, Bain. A fight for the football, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jalen Ramsey. And they take possession 2 yards away from midfield at the 48-yard line.
Come on, set.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Go, Mike 50, Mike 50.
Guys, Hayward, situation, let's go.
Hey, Mike 50, Mike 50, Mike 50.
Let's pick it up. It's our time, guys. Our time. Let's get ready. Go.
They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. Man open, it's J.J. Arcega-Whiteside. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 12 yards to pick up there, good for a Raven first.
Baltimore, 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 36-yard line.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Hey, keep it up. Keep it up.
They'll set up a throw. That's complete to Arcega-Whiteside. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. Second and 9 now. Under pressure, and down he goes. They sack him back at the 36. He probably feels like he cannot get a break. He was sacked 7 times last week. And here we go again in the first quarter.
And we always talk about the internal clock of a quarterback in the pocket and how he has to have a real keen sense of it in order to get rid of the football. After being sacked 7 times last week, that clock has been sped up.
Bravo! On the ball! On the ball!
10-0 the score after 1 on EA Sports.
Bengals nothing.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game.
Watch the screen.
29 is the Mike. Mike 29. Go on. Come on, rock. Check 9, check 9.
Ready, go.
Now back to throw. And a throw there going to be incomplete.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
So out comes a field goal team now for the second time here today. And quite a bit of pizza in this box. It's a 53-yard attempt. And this won't get there. Won't be on line either. It's no good. Off to the right. And this score will stay right where it is.
Now, if this was a clear day in September, I'd say this is well within his range. I'd feel very confident about this kick, but let's be honest about it. In these elements, the difficulty level gets ratcheted up by at least a factor of 5.
Ready up.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness, maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature, to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll take this one across the 45 up to about the 46-yard line. Give him 3 yards on the run there. That still leaves him with a difficult 3rd and 8 coming up.
And it's 3rd down.
Okay, ready? Right over there. Yeah. Mike 58, right there.
Watch the run. Watch the run. Good shot, baby. That's a big shot.
58, hey, Delta. Watch the run. Watch the run. 58 for Mike. 58.
Operating from the gun. Bain. And that will be incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback.
20-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him because
nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
got to give him points for the attempt, but there's just a wave of pressure there. A host of people in the area. Evades a few, but couldn't evade all of them.
Got to assume this defense will be charging again here. It's 2nd and 15.
Mike 50, Mike.
Leo.
Get that quarterback. And all coach.
Slam.
Shift. Check 99. Check 99.
Fast.
2nd and 15. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by David Long. Then he'll take this back down inside the 20. J.J. Arcega-Whiteside, the intended receiver. That interception sets them up beautifully already in the red zone.
And you can hear it all the way up here. Oski, everyone turned to block, find a spot, and now they're set up inside the red zone for their offense.
18 Gator. Check 56.
Let's go. You
draw corker.
You tighten up.
Hey, Charlie. 56. Mike is a good.
On first down, Bain. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
Intended for
They take to the air on the first play of the drive, and the pass just a little bit off there.
I thought there was some turbulence in the pocket there. Took him off platform, off schedule, unable to get set and make a nice throw.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. They get 6 here after the incompletion, and it'll leave them with a 3rd and 4.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Well, they were handed great starting field position on this drive, but now they face a 3rd and 4. Back to throw. Bain. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces him to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. This is what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Just
the Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes. And we say it all the time, have to be able to get rid of the ball sooner than that.
You have to help your offensive line out. They're going to protect you as best they can. And if you're getting 3 to 5 seconds to throw the ball, they're doing a really nice job. But when you hold it and give up a sack, you're really almost discrediting their work.
Mike's 50, 80 weapon, 80 weapon, let's go.
On play action, they'll throw. Looking deep downfield. Oh, ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. Taylor Rapp with a pick, and his guys will take over at the 25-yard line.
Oh, and that's a nice job defensively to get a piece of the football. He's going to pop it into the air, and then it's the tip drill. And good concentration by him to react to it and pull in the interception.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
At the 24-yard line.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
61, matchbox, lights.
Switch.
Look at me, zipper. Snap.
They'll run it now out of the gun. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
That play reminded me a lot of a former teammate of mine. We used to call him the trash man. His ability to sift through traffic and make plays was uncanny.
And that's exactly what you want from your Mike linebacker. Now the Bengals on third down. A pretty woeful 0 for 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 7.
I got 15. I got 15.
Set 70, Indy.
Man, let's get that ball here. Let's get that ball right here.
From the gun, Bain. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up. So it doesn't look like they're going to be able to build off the turnover.
Well, the defense certainly did its part. It got them the football. But you're exactly right. It looks like they're going to have to punt this one away. And it's not a turnover, but doesn't it feel like one after grabbing the momentum with the defensive play?
Yeah, and they had all that momentum after getting the football and now zapped right back in the other direction.
Let's go.
The
let's
Raven
go, let's
offense
go.
set at the line for this next drive. And they'll start the drive on the ground with Johnson. And now running right through it. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Kerryon Johnson, 84 yards. And the Ravens are able to show off their quick strike ability. And with his speed, if he just finds the slightest crease, he can take it the distance like he did there.
How about the leverage up front? Offensive line out-leveraging the defensive front to create that space, that crease that he was looking for. And once he hits open field, he's going to be very difficult to catch and corral.
Fair catch called. It's taken in right at the 20-yard line.
The Bengals take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the score.
And I think the ball's out. And it's picked up by the Ravens. And he will return this one to the 30-yard line.
All these years we've been watching the game, I start to get the sense that whenever it rains out, those guys who have to touch the ball and carry it, they're extremely resentful about that weather.
Yeah, I'm just happy I'm not resentful that we have a roof over our heads. I know that much.
Yeah, maybe we won't fumble our play sheets here as we just saw the fumble happen on the field.
Okay,
So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
I got it. Greystone travel.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Nowhere to go. Here he lost the football.
On plays like this when the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
2nd and 14. He'll take a shot for the end zone. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down.
I'm going to need some help with this one. How did he miss him? Wide open in the end zone. He's not hurried. He's not hit. And somehow, incomplete?
Yeah.
What happened?
During film study, that's one where he's just going to shake his head, not be able to believe it.
6 points go by the wayside on that one.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. He'll look to throw. Open man there is Malone. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme, and you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. J.J. Arcega-Whiteside, the intended receiver, but it'll be second and goal.
You got to be precise with your throws, especially in this situation. You're inside the 10-yard line going into the end zone. But sometimes the emotion, the excitement, sometimes the decisions just aren't made very well because of that.
Nothing on first down, so the ball remains at the 8-yard line, second and goal. Out of the shotgun, it's Jones. They'll get this halfway home from the 8 to the 4 on a gain of 4. Defensively, I think they can smell a stop. Ball right around the 5 here, brings up third.
And I think what they've done is they put doubt in the minds of the offensive guys. What do we do? Because now you don't have a go-to play. Either side they pick, throwing it, running it, it won't be easy.
Switch, recon, 132 fight.
They'll look to throw on third and goal. He'll get this to Eckler. And he's going to be taken down here still a couple yards short of the first. Able to hold him to just 2 yards, and now it's fourth and goal. Now Jake Elliott for the field goal try. From the right hash at a bit of a tight angle. The kick by Elliott is good. And that'll push the lead up to 17. So it's an old-school extra point that counts 3 times. So it's certainly a disappointment they weren't able to get it in the end zone.
Yeah, I can just imagine post-game, head coach looking at the box score, 19-yard field goal, grimacing a little bit, but having to realize that at that moment, getting 3 points was vital. Go ahead and get the points, put them on the board.
Ready, set.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And you're under a minute to go in the half. A first half that hasn't been particularly kind to you. How do you think they'll play this?
Well, I think the smart approach is to run out the clock, lick your wounds at the half, and see if you can come up with a strategy to play better in the second. But there's also something to challenging your offense right here. You know, hey, guys, you help dig this hole. See if you can get us out of it a little bit before the half runs out. Let's go make some plays.
6 yards on that last play. Here's second and 4. Second and 4. And it's a fumble. And it's picked up by the Ravens. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line.
Whenever I see a team turn it over on back-to-back drives, fumbles on their last 2, I know one person's blood pressure who is starting to rise, and that's the head coach.
Absolutely. And when's it going to go down? When they stop fumbling?
When they stop fumbling and after he's assessed the game film, and only if they manage to win the game.
Let's go.
The Bengals drive about to get going. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on first down, and it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth trying, but I'm running a draw. I'm running a screen. I'm seeing if something pops. And if it does, that can alter my strategy and potentially get me some points. And if it doesn't work, well, then you just run the clock out and go to the locker room.
I'm here all day. Kill, kill, kill.
Check 50, check 50.
Off play action. Bain. He's going to air one out. And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Derwin James with a pick. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half.
Intercepted. The Ravens take over first and 10 at their own 18-yard line.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something they feel is somewhat safe that might actually pop and turn into a big play. That's what you usually run in this situation.
Or go 4 verticals because why not?
Because you're feeling it, right? You're just feeling it.
And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another first and 10. They'll throw now on the final play. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. They'll go again to Jones. Try to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe a gain of a yard that time, but from the spot, actually no gain. So 3rd and long. The Bengals with 2 extra DBs, a nickel look on 3rd.
Blanketing the passing lanes.
Mike 29.
They're going to look to throw. Well, the two men come together, and it's incomplete. Excellent work defensively, brings up 4th down. So no problems moving the ball in the first half, but they'll likely come up empty here on drive 1 of quarter 3.
And it was so important for the defense to get that stop, because what we witnessed in the first half was them getting run over. And they needed the confidence, and they needed to get off the field so they felt good going forward in this game.
There he goes left side. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. 72 yards on the punt return. And the Bengals are able to draw a bit closer. That's a score you felt they had to have here in the third quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there was an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
That's it, baby. We got one.
At their own 35-yard line.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here.
At the 42-yard line.
Here we go, here we go. Shoulders here, Gator. Oh, yeah, I'm coming. Oh, yeah, I'm coming.
2nd and 3. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
I like how they've started the third quarter here. They force a punt on the first drive, and after this sack, it looks like they'll be forcing another one as well.
Absolutely. Maybe got their second win coming out of the locker room. And defensively going with a dime set. 6 DBs on 3rd and 4.
Go! Delta. Mike 29. 29.
They'll look to throw. Well, he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down.
It's always a goal, and it's really nice defensively when you can rally to the football and make sure there's enough contact to force an incompletion.
Force an incompletion and force another punt. And this will carry out of bounds. Where are they going to spot it now? At about the 18-yard line, it looks like. The Bengals drive about to get going. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is a real, I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. To throw on 2nd down. Bain, he gets it to Thomas. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Operating from the gun, Bain. And that is incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces fourth down. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off at the 24. And he will bring this across midfield to the 49-yard line. So they elect to decline it.
And why not? Just go ahead and let the play stand, and they'll take that.
Set up. 8, read.
Watch left, watch left, watch left. He's stopped right there. Alert, alert. 3 up. Watch the safety creep. Check 13. Check 13. Bang, 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 bang.
Bam. Snap.
Gonna give this time to the tailback. Well, he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. A big play there. His second touchdown of the afternoon as his guys are back within a single score. So now the Bengals offense will stay out there as they'll decide to go for 2.
64, weak.
Out.
Hey.
At 58 is a mark.
Get it.
They're going to keep it on the ground. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line.
That's what I'm talking about.
A 5-point game now as here comes the kickoff. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Baltimore offense at the line set to get going. And last time, one play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a one-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, you get a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
At the 26-yard line.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
SOS. H3, 218, chopper. Zoom, fellas, let's go. Hot.
He'll drop to throw. And he will find his man on the end route, complete. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. It's a pickup of 11 and a Baltimore first down. On the NFL scoreboard, third quarter now from Jacksonville. And you saw the score at the bottom of your screen a moment ago. We got a good one going on there. Remember to keep an eye on the ticker, of course, at the bottom of your screen for updates on that game and others around the NFL. They'll set up to throw. He's going to rifle one deep left. That's caught at the 25. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. That one good for 37 yards.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great. And what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big game. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. That one good for 13 and a Raven first down.
I think we're seeing the effect that runs like that are starting to have on this game. They're a little bit slower, that front seven, reacting to the football, almost like body blows in boxing, slowing them down, and they're really starting to take over in this game.
The mic. 53. Check 53. Yo. Check. Hey, switch gears.
Watch twist.
Back to the ground, this time with Jones. And here he'll get it down to the 7. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Again, it's Jones. And this time he's not going anywhere. They'll get him down right at the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be 3rd down.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Now a fake on the give here as they try to run pass option. And he's going to go down. Sacked back at the 13-yard line. Now Jake Elliott for the field goal try. 3 quarters have come and gone. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. And Elliott puts this one through. And the drive will wind up yielding 3. From a defensive perspective, though, I think maybe they're saying, hey, we did what we needed to do, kept this a 1-score game.
Yeah, without a doubt, because they were able to bleed some time off the clock, right? Put themselves in a good position, but it's not out of reach yet, okay? Being able to hold them to a field goal means that they do have a chance to come back and win this game.
The Bengals drive about to get going.
56. That's what I do. 56 the mic. 56 is the mic.
On 1st and 10. Bain. Open man, he's got him. The tight end, Hawkinson. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. First play of the drive in their hip pocket. Of course, the focus here has to be the touchdown and the 2-point conversion. Field goals aren't going to help you.
Yeah, but how about that first play of the drive? Just to get them started, nice gain, got some positive momentum going. They're on their way, and they don't have to rush.
9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. I tell you, they didn't give it to him much through the first 3 quarters, but when they have, he's been efficient. Maybe they ride him more here down the stretch.
Hey, I'm not sure it was actually in the game plan for him to have as few carries as he has, but it might play out really well for them now. As you noted, if they want to ride him down the stretch, he should have fresh legs.
Come on, set. 60 Pittsburgh.
Throwing on first down. Bain. It's Kelsey on the ground.
This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a 1-possession game.
Yes.
Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need a touchdown.
Brings up 2nd and 4.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4.
Hey, watch it, watch it.
25, check 25, check 25.
Shift, watch the shift.
Hey, Sam off. 5.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. It's a Bengal first down, a pickup of 11.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
So up through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Check the backer, check the backer. Check 4, check 4.
Check 24.
Go. Hit it.
And he'll give it here to his running back. Up from the secondary to make the tackle, Jalen Ramsey.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
80 weapons.
Check 43.
49, check 49, check 49.
Hard.
Going to give this time to the tailback. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
Another carry for their leader and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch a victory.
Set. 15 line. 15 line.
On first down, Bain. Complete, the tight end, Kelsey. A good pickup there, 8 yards on the first down completion.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards.
Look at me. Go. 2.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
But we always talk about good down and distance, allowing offenses to expand their playbook. Well, 2nd and 2, that means your playbook's wide open. You can run just about anything. But a lot of times the play caller, he just looks down at his sheet, sees the short yardage runs, and goes to one of those.
Ready.
58 for Mike.
I'm here all day. Kill. Alert flare. Big dash. Go. Check.
Right back to him on first down. Oh, no, he lost the football.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover.
Got it.
Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on 2nd down.
I'm coming.
6. Pull it high.
Undercrunch.
Step.
And effective running here. He'll take it down inside the 10. It's a gain of 6, moves him to a manageable 3rd and 2 situation. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. The Bengals on third down, as bad as you can be. 0 for 7 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 2.
Switch.
Check 26, check 20. Team spill.
Whip. Watch the whip. Check 3.
Get it.
Now they try the right side here. And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. It'll be called a gain of 2, and that'll leave him with some options here on 4th and inches. One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. They'll try and sneak it here. Oh, and I think he went backward. He did. They'll get neither the touchdown nor the first down. And the Ravens are going to get the football back. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Right now clinging to a 1-score lead, Charles, and I think operating within that 4-minute offense with a little less than 4 minutes to go applies here, right?
It certainly does, and that means the playbook is still wide open. But you are a little bit more careful about what you're calling. You want plays they're going to gain yardage, how would you say it, consistently, right? You don't need the big shots downfield, but make sure the clock continues to run. Pile up the first downs. And the goal, end the game with your quarterback kneeling down at the end, and you still have the lead.
Check 24. Tight dog. Chopper.
Again, it's Johnson. And they'll get him down up past the 15, just shy of the 20. 10 yards there, good enough for a Raven first down. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. A first down carry here for Johnson. This will be a gain of about 8 to the 27-yard line. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. They've got a second down now as they search for a way to get this one to the finish line.
Check. Lucky.
On second down, Eckler. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that's going to lead to a third down.
Let's go now. 70 Indy. I got you. 6 guys. Exit. Ready.
Looking to throw. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down.
One thing I know from experience is that when the deep ball is thrown and you're the defender, you've got to fight that little bit of panic that emerges. You've got to play the ball really well. It's a 50-50 jump ball play. And guess what? They took a shot. How are you going to win it? And in this case, they managed to get it done.
He gets this away as he'll wisely, I'd say, angle this to the sideline. The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game, but this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football, because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance. If they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, it puts them in that position.
The Bengals drive about to get going. They're down here in a one-score game. But the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on every week in practice, usually on a Friday. They go over this type of a situation, late game situation. What are we going to do when we have the opportunity? They've called these plays a bunch of times. Now's their chance to execute them.
They have the opportunity now. Here's the execution.
Go.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Now a timeout called for by the defense. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play.
Ready. 18 Gator.
Tight on this side, boys. Tight on the left. Tight on the left. Move. We got 3, fellas. We got 3. Check. Check. Hot. Kill. Turn it up.
Go.
He'll look to throw. He's going to let it fly. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Dante Jackson picks it. And they finally put it into this return, but not before he's all the way down to the 37. Thomas, the intended target. Well, you just kind of feel for him right now. 4 interceptions, and you can almost see through his face mask. There's a lot going on in between the ears.
There certainly is, and probably way too much, because now he's probably doubting himself a little bit, wondering what adjustments he has to make. But here's what he needs to do. Get through this game. Go to the press conference, meet it head on, and show your teammates you're ready to shoulder what happened today, and you'll be ready for the next game.
And if he can do that as a rookie, that's a great sign of maturity. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Check nickel.
Greystone travel.
From the shotgun, a give to Jones. And he's across for the touchdown. And in the final minute, that should just about seal it. Elliott on for the extra point. And the lead is up to 15 now.
Next to score, Ravens 30, Bengals 15.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Now the Bengals going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. Ravens going to use their 3rd and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. The Bengals drive about to get going. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one.
A breakaway for Michael Thomas. And he takes this one into the end zone. And all of a sudden, here in the final minute, things get a little bit tighter. And now in a 9-point game, they'll still just need to go for one here. As this gets them back within a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. So still a small chance here with a little over 30 seconds to go, but they're definitely going to need this one to bounce their way. And who's got it? I think the Ravens do, yes. And they're going to win this football game. They had to go for it with no timeouts remaining, though now this one's as good as over.
They gave it an effort. They tried their best, did everything they could to try and get the ball on the onside kick. You're exactly right. They had to try it. It was their only option. And now this game is done. Just take it, kneel, and call it a day.
Got it. Let's go. Double time, double time. Hey.
They'll go ahead and take the knee here, and the unbeaten season will continue. And a sight that's becoming familiar in this season. They remain undefeated, another win under their belt.
And they did it the way that they really want to. Taking a knee at the end of the game, that means you have the ball, you're in control, you dictate the final part of this ball game, and they did exactly that.
And the clock rolls down to 0.
Let's go, let's go, let's go. 8, read. Damn.
They said their goal was to win 7 games. They've done that pretty early in the year.
I think it's time for them to elevate that number and really make a big push to finish this season strong.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. The Ravens are victorious here as we say so long from Baltimore.